Emanuel Lubezki is a highly acclaimed cinematographer. When you hear him speak with his Spanish accent, yet hear his name, you know he has a very interesting backstory. He was born Emanuel Lubezki Morgenstern in November 1964. Lubezki was born into a Jewish family and raised in Mexico City, Mexico. Lubezki has said that his father's mother was born in Russia, however, they fled to China during the Bolshevik Revolution. His grandmother wanted to become a Hollywood actress, so she convinced her family to move. The family had to stop in Mexico City due to immigration quotas to get to the U.S. During this time in Mexico City, she met his grandfather, and this is where his grandparents married and raised their family. Emanuel Lubezki is known as Chivo, a nickname given to him as a boy, and has stuck with him throughout adulthood. Chivo has worked with several different directors. However, he has done several films with Alfonso Cuarón, Terrence Malick, and Alejandro González Iñárritu. Most recently, he was awarded the Academy Award for Best Cinematography for Gravity, Birdman, and The Revenant. He is the only person to win the Best Cinematography Academy Award 3 years in a row. Chivo started off with the director Alfonso Cuarón at the Centro Universitario de Estudios Cinematográficos at the Universidad Nacional Autónoma de México in Mexico City. Oddly enough, these Academy Award winners were both expelled from their university for questioning the way of doing films. In 1983, Chivo made his first short titled Vengeance is Mine, that was released in Mexico. In 1992, he worked on Like Water for Chocolate, which was released in the US in 1993 to much buzz for the foreign film. In 1993, he also had his first international independent film, 20 Bucks, and in 1994, he worked on his first US film, Reality Bites, with director Ben Stiller. He then went on to work on A Little Princess, in which he received his first Academy Award nomination, A Walk in the Clouds, The Birdcage, Meet Joe Black, and Sleepy Hollow, for which he earned another Academy Award nomination. In the 2000s, he worked on some high-profile films such as Y Tu Mamá También, Ali, The Cat in the Hat, Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events, and earned 2 more Academy Award nominations for New World and Children of Men. In the current decade, he has worked on The Tree of Life, in which he earned another Academy Award nomination, To the Wonder, and his 3 Oscar award-winning films, Gravity, Birdman, and The Revenant. In 2017, he worked on another Terrence Malick film, Song to Song. It was not until this class that I fully understood the difference between the director and the cinematographer of a movie. I now have a completely different appreciation for movies and what the cinematographer is entrusted to do. They make the vision of the director come alive. They make the movie come alive through their use of light, film, framing, and the movement of the camera. While watching the short video Cinematography 101, What is Cinematography? By Rocket Jump Film School, I understand and appreciate that cinema is a language. The heart of cinema is the cinematography because it allows the creator to tell the story, and through the tactics of a cinematographer uses, it tells the audience what to feel and how to think about the story. Chivo is known for focusing on the natural beauty and natural light that helps to tell the story. However, he is also known as a cinematographer who adapts based on the director he is working with, the director's style, and the film they are working on. He is also known for focusing on the actor's eyes to help tell the story of the characters. While doing the research on Chivo, I discovered his Instagram account and found that just like in his movies, his still photos use the natural and real world, which represents the environment to tell the story. While watching his films, it is amazing to see his use of the time of day to use shadows, the amount of light and natural occurrences like snow to bounce light off of the actor to express the story. Chivo is quoted as saying, "I want the audience to get all the emotions and experiences that the character is going through on his journey." The ability to use the environment around his filming enhances the visual cues throughout the movie. This semester, we have learned about visual analysis in visual communication, images with messages, by Paul Martin Lester. In this chapter, the author breaks down the visual cues into color, form, depth, and movement, which Chivo has an amazing ability to use each of these categories in his films. With the use of a wide-angle lens and longer takes, the audience is able to take what Lester refers to as an inventory list. This allows the audience to consider all that is in the shot and the significance of the items being there. Chivo is able to put the audience into the character's environment, and we are allowed to see their perspective. I find no other words to describe his photography and his most recent cinematography than pure beauty. The use of natural light, natural environments, and natural color makes his work compelling to look at. Lester describes this analysis as image aesthetics. I found that Chivo's style is one that focuses on the natural beauty of life. I decided for my riff that this was the style and look I would strive for using some members of my family. I focused on the natural evening sunlight, color, and the environment around them when I captured them on film, just as Lubezki does with his talent. The first piece I riffed was a picture I found of Chivo's that shows a woman in a different type of lighting. However, it was her eyes that captured me. You'll notice that her face seems to be illuminated on the left side a little more brightly, but her eyes are telling a story. I used this picture of my wife as the riff, even though it is not an exact replica of Chivo's. However, I felt the same feeling when looking at my wife's picture as I did when looking at the woman in Chivo's. I feel to riff Lubezki's work, you must look for natural settings, natural light, and an image that is aesthetic. I also did a cinematography riff using the Tree of Life and my girls while they were playing outside. As with the photo, I did not use the exact situation that comes in one of Lubezki's films. Rather, I chose to riff his style of cinematography by using natural lighting, natural environment, and colors, and by focusing on the subjects from an upward filming perspective. I have learned through this class, and especially through this project, that the heart of cinema is in cinematography, and Emanuel Lubezki is one of the greatest.